Hello friends, myself Suresh Kumar Thakur, and today we are discussing about cyber jurisprudence. Now, in today's lecture, we will talk about cyber jurisprudence, the meaning of cyber jurisprudence. Then we will talk about the area which is concerned with the cyber jurisprudence. In this, we'll also talk about cyber crimes. Then we'll talk about the ways in which the cyber crimes or the cyber criminal activities that can be done by the use of the cyber or by the use of the internet. Then we'll talk about the broad classification of the cyber crimes, and then we'll talk about the cyber law in India, and finally we'll conclude our lecture. So let's come to the cyber jurisprudence, the meaning of cyber jurisprudence. So to define the cyber jurisprudence, first we need to understand that what is jurisprudence. So now the jurisprudence, it is defined in the Black's Law Dictionary as the jurisprudence. It is said to be originated from the Latin word, which is jurisprudentia or jurisprudential. And it means the knowledge of or the skills in law. Basically, so jurisprudence, it means the knowledge of law or, the skills in law. And you will see many a times the word jurisprudence, it is either prefixed or suffixed with certain other words. There is a very ब्रॉड एरिया, अलग अलग तरह के एरियाज हैं जिनके साथ jurisprudence को यूज किया जाता है. As you can see, medical jurisprudence we say. Then medical, अगर हम इसको medical jurisprudence का meaning लें तो that means the law or the knowledge which is dealing with the medical science. Then the criminal jurisprudence we use, and if we are using the criminal jurisprudence, that means the knowledge of the crime or the criminal activities. And likewise, the cyber jurisprudence we say. And when we say the cyber jurisprudence, it means the law or the knowledge of the cyber related activities, internet related activities, or the cyber crimes, the law which is applicable to the cyber criminal activities, that is, or the internet activities. That is what the cyber jurisprudence basically means. Now, the cyber jurisprudence, it also describes the principles of the legal issues, and those legal issues particularly which are relating with the cyberspace and the internet. And cyber jurisprudence, it also gives the analysis of the law relating to the cyber, as I've told you, the cyber or the internet. When we say the cyberspace we say, or the internet space we say, this is the space which is different from the physical space. And the cyber jurisprudence, it basically deals with that space what we know as the cyberspace or the internet space, or which is also called as the virtual space, which you cannot see, which we can't see, which we cannot touch, but which exists in the virtual mode. Now, as I have told you, जो cyber jurisprudence है, now it basically deals with the law relating to the cyber or the activities which are relating to the cyber. Now we come to the cyber crimes. Since the cyber jurisprudence, as I'm telling you, ये एक ऐसा जो knowledge है law का, वो इसी branch से deal करता है. So we'll also talk about the laws which are covered in the cyber jurisprudence. So basically, and to a large extent, the law which deals with the cyber jurisprudence, that is the cyber law. And now the definition of the cyber law or cyber crimes, that is the crimes which are committed with the use of the computer or the computer related through internet, is known as the cyber crime. And cyber crime, it is a term which is used to describe the cyber criminal activities which is done with the help of the computer or the electronic gadgets which are covered under the definition of computer. So वो जो क्राइम जो कहीं ना कहीं पे साइबर वर्ल्ड में या इंटरनेट में कमिट किए जाते हैं with the use of the computers or the electronic gadgets like that, they are known as the cyber crime. Now, how cyber crimes can be done in the cyber world or in the world of the internet? Now, you see, there are two ways of committing this. One is when we say that the cyber crime is committed when one computer are used as a target. वायरस अटैक, जब अगर कहीं पे नेटवर्क के थ्रू इंटरनेट के थ्रू वायरस अटैक होता है या हैकिंग होती है, as you can see in the picture, suppose here A is the computer which is used to hack a system which is named as B, and A is at one place suppose and B is at a different place. Altogether बहुत दूर दूर अगर ये दोनों computers हैं और A computer को use किया जाता है to hack the information which is stored in the computer B. Now here one computer is used as a target, और ये target कौन सा यहाँ पे है, target is B, and the other system which is used as a tool to do that crime, that is computer A. Now, this is how the computer crimes or the cyber crimes can be committed when now the computer is also used as a target, as well as the computers, they are also used as a tool. और एज अ टूल का जब हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि एज अ टूल कंप्यूटर को यूज करना साइबर क्राइम्स करने के लिए, देयर एग्जांपल्स आर मैनीफोल्ड, बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं, लाइक साइबर पोर्नोग्राफी इज देयर, cyber terrorism is there, cyber defamation is there, and many kinds of crimes are there which are done by the use of the computer as a tool. Now next comes the classification of cyber crimes. So the cyber crimes, they are broadly classified into three categories. हम इनको तीन categories में broadly classify करते हैं. First one is the cyber crimes against the individuals, where the affecting parties, they are the individual persons generally. And the second is cyber crimes against the property. Property के against जो crime किए जाते हैं, this is the second category. Third one is cyber crimes against the government or government agencies like that. So वो तीसरी category में आते हैं. Now the first one, the cyber crimes against the individuals. Now this type of crime, it includes the transmission of certain particular kinds of activities which is targeted against the individuals, like child pornography hai, harassments hai of the individuals. That may be any mode of harassment may vary, but where the internet is used to, or the computers which are connected by way of internet, they are used against the individuals to harass those individuals, like emails. कंटिन्यूअस ईमेल अगर कोई सेंड करता है, हरास करता है किसी को, टारगेट करता है किसी इंडिविजुअल को. सेम एसएमएस अगर कोई सेंड करता है, अननोन पर्सन अगर कोई सेंड करता है बाय द यूज ऑफ इंटरनेट, cyber stalking suppose. And now these are the activities or these are the crimes which are targeted against the individuals, and these kinds of crimes, they fall in this category. We say that these are the cyber crimes against the individuals. And the types of crimes which are covered under this head, crimes against individuals, they are cyber pornography, email spoofing, cyber defamation, cyber stalking, and like that. So this is your first categories of cyber crimes. The second category of cyber crimes, this is the cyber crimes against property. Now with the use of the internet now, and the widespread use of the cyber related activities, now it is also possible to commit the crimes against the property of the persons by the use of the internet. Now what is this crime against the property, how it can be committed? Now when the user of a computer, or when a computer is used as a tool to commit the offense against a person, and when unauthorized computer trespass is done by the use of the cyber or by the use of the internet, and due to that certain harm is done to the property of a person. That is what we are talking about in this head, that where the property of a person is harmed by the use of the internet or by the use of the computer system. Software piracy is there. Now other kinds of crime जो इस head में fall करेंगे. Now that is, one is hacking. Computer system को hack करना. अभी मैंने आपको example दिया था. दो अलग अलग computer systems हैं. Suppose one is at Delhi and the other computer is there in Mumbai, and the computer at Delhi that is used for the purpose of hacking the information which is stored at the computer which is there in Mumbai. Now this is the offense of the hacking. Now here an unauthorized access is there by a computer system which is placed in Delhi and is used to hack the information which is stored at a place which is far from Delhi, like in Mumbai. Now other category of crime which can be covered in this category, that is the financial crimes. And every day you and we hear the news that certain frauds they are done against the individuals, against the persons in relation to their finance, like the bank frauds are there. So these category of offenses, they also comes in this category. Then sales of illegal articles, that is also articles, they are also the property. And if illegal sale of article is there, that also amounts to an offense against the property of a person. Intellectual property crimes, intellectual properties are there, intellectual rights are there of the persons, and if the breach of the intellectual property rights that is done by the use of the computers, that is also covered in this category. Forgery, fraud is there, virus attacks are there, copyright infringements are there. Now these kinds of rights, they falls under this head, the crimes against the property. Next one is the crime against the government. Now the computers or the internet, and in the modern world especially, now it is used against as as a crime against the governments also. Government as well as the government agencies like the defense is there, and many countries, almost all the countries, they use their computer systems to hack the information of the other country's defense system. हर एक कंट्री किसी दूसरे कंट्री के डिफेंस सिस्टम को हैक करने की कोशिश करता है. उस कंप्यूटर एक कंट्री दूसरी कंट्री की आर्मी से रिलेटेड जो इंफॉर्मेशन है, डिफेंस से रिलेटेड जो इंफॉर्मेशन है, उसको they wants to get that information. And this kind of cyber terrorism is one of the example of this kind of offenses which are said to be an offenses against the governments or the government agencies. So ये आपके crimes against governments आते हैं. Now we come to the cyber law. As I have told you, cyber law, it is the law which is relating to the cyber related activities, the cyber crimes. साइबर क्राइम्स को डील करने के लिए जो पर्टिकुलर लॉ है उसको साइबर लॉ कहा जाता है. And as far as Indian law is concerned on this point, now the first law which the Indian legislature that passed for the curtailment of the cyber crimes, that was the IT Act 2000, Information Technology Act 2000. Now, some of the features of the IT Act we will be covering in this lecture. And the first, this IT Act 2000, it was based on the modern law on electronic commerce adopted by the United Nations Commission on the International Trade Law. So इलेक्ट्रॉनिक जो कॉमर्स से रिलेटेड जो लॉ जो यूनाइटेड नेशन ने अडॉप्ट किया था, उसी के ऊपर जो आईटी एक्ट 2000 था, it was based. And some features of this act, why this act was passed. Now, the first one is that this act, for the first time, it provides for the certifying authorities and the functions which are given to the certifying authorities. That includes the issue of digital signature certificates. Now, आज हम जानते हैं कि जो डिजिटल सिग्नेचर्स हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक सिग्नेचर्स का हैं, उनका बहुत वाइड स्प्रेड यूज होता है आज की डेट में जब हम ई कॉमर्स की बात करते हैं, ई बिजनेस की बात करते हैं. Now, and even the sending of the data from one place to another, and to secure the data and the information which belongs to the companies, to the organizations, to the governments, that are secured by this mode of the digital signature. So the digital signature, they were, given recognition only after the IT Act 2000 that was passed. And the Information Technology Act, it also provides for the establishment of the Cyber Appellate Tribunal, cyber related activities के लिए और cyber crimes को deal करने के लिए Cyber Appellate Tribunal का भी ये बताता है, establishment करता है. Then it also provides for the curtailment of the activities, of the limitation of the cyber crimes, whether that is fraud, publishing digital signature certificate falsely, misrepresentation, and the other activities which are dealing with the cyber crimes. Then this act, it also provides for the validity of the documents in the electronic form. अब इस एक्ट के आने से पहले तक, even when this act was passed, IT Act 2000 was passed, the electronic document, they were not recognized, they were not given due recognition, even if that was produced somewhere in the government offices or as well as in the, otherwise the courts as an evidence. But after this act was passed, now the, electronic documents in the form of the e-form or the e-documents, that was also given the due recognitions, and now that is a valid form of document submission if you are submitting your document by way of इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म. इंटरनेट के थ्रू भी अगर आप डॉक्यूमेंट्स को सबमिट करते हैं तो अब वो भी recognized है, and this is only after it was sanctity, legal sanctity was given to it under the Information Technology Act 2000. And then this act also provides for confiscation of any computer system, other kinds of storage devices like the CDs is there, pen drives is there, and the other kind of accessory which are related in the commission of any offense. Then further, the act also provides power to control and the state government to frame rules and regulation for the effective implementation of the act. So if the state governments as well as the central government, they feel somewhere that for the implementation of certain policies which are necessary to give effect to the internet related activities or the cyber related activities, so in this regard the rules can be framed by the central government or the state government as the case may be. Now, the concluding remarks. Now we talk about the cyber crimes against the individuals, the governments, and the property. And we are talking about cyber jurisprudence. Now, still we are at the stage of infancy when we talk about the cyber law in our country, and when we talk about the cyber criminals activities as well. Now, we can't say at this point of time, even after we are having 20 years after the this act was passed, IT Act was passed. Still, we are growing in the stage of in that direction regarding the formulations of the law, effective law for the dealing with the cyber crimes. So it is a well proverb which is said that prevention is better than cure. So when we talk about the cyber criminal activities, whether that is in relation to the individuals, against the society, against the governments, as the case may be, it is always better to take prevention. When some crime is committed against any individual, suppose, and then a person realize that that person, suppose अगर बैंक फ्रॉड किसी के साथ होता है और उसके बाद एक पर्सन देखे कि उसको अगर उसका सपोज गुड अमाउंट ऑफ मनी दैट इज बीइंग टेकन अवे बाय दैट बैंक फ्रॉड, and now he realized that he should not have done certain activities. Now it is that person needs to realize that before that happens to him. तो हमें प्रिकॉशन जो है वो बहुत पहले से हमें लेना है, rather कि उसको बाद में रियलाइज किया जाए, since reason being that the law is not potent enough to still, as I have told you कि हम अभी भी इन्फेंसी की स्टेज में हैं जब हम लॉ की बात करते हैं। तो इसलिए जरूरी है कि प्रिकॉशन लिया जाए ताकि साइबर क्राइम्स जो हैं अगर प्रिकॉशन लिया जाए तो उनको बहुत हद तक जो है वो कर्टेल किया जा सकता है, कम किया जा सकता है। Secondly is that education is very much important as far as the cyber related activities are concerned. And you may feel this, आप देखते होंगे इन बातों को कि मोस्टली उन लोगों के साथ साइबर फ्रॉड्स होते हैं या साइबर क्राइम्स होते हैं, those who are not having the proper knowledge of the cyber related activities. बैंक फ्रॉड्स आपने देखा होगा, अगर किसी को कोई कॉल आती है like we are speaking from your bank and your ATM card is blocked, and if a person supply his information to the hackers, obviously they will take his money and he will be a victim of the cyber fraud. So better ये है कि precaution लिया जाए, and a person's individuals, they must be made aware about these activities, that these things may happen to them. And if they do not disclose the information to the hackers or the criminals, cyber criminals, then they can prevent the cyber crimes. Well, that is it in this lecture. So thank you all.